liberties, all the people don't have freedom, all the people don't have justice, and all the people don't have power, so that means none of us do.
Okay, who's that, Chris? Okay, go ahead, and finish, Chris, and then you, Rossetti.
You know where I was at, because I don't know where I was at, but I'll just land with that. Pan-Africanism is what a pipeline to like the Underground Railroad. You know what I'm saying? That's that Underground Railroad. That's why they try to steal our history and all that different stuff, because that's what Pan-African is. And anybody who's supporting that is the people who's holding the doors and doing all that different stuff. When obviously we telling them, hey, we're delineating, hey, there needs to be some understanding with this right here, and y'all are continuously trying to hide them and take them through the night and all that stuff, and we telling you, no. Right now, we delineating, we need to see who the riders is and who the friends is and who this is and who that is, and that's what it is. And I'll end with that.
Shout out to you, my brother. Before I get to my brother Ro, let me add something to what everybody's saying right now, because we dropping some real facts in here, and I'm feeling the energy, catching the vibe. Another thing we got to realize, fam, is throughout this delineation process in which we doing, not only are we getting rid of all the ops and all the outsiders that ain't got no damn business being in this circle, we also getting rid of the people who try to escort them in. Y'all know I'm always talking about these tether escorts, and they always is trying to bring people around, trying to say this person can have a seat at the table, this person deserves to talk. No, the hell you don't. You ain't got nothing to say here. And we're going to treat the tether and the tether sympathizer the same exact damn way, because they both got the same agenda. They are both an anti-foundational Black American, and we shutting all of that down right here in the process. And then when you shutting things down, you got to come with the attitude of understanding that we out here by ourselves. We operating independently, and there's nothing better than an independent, isolated, foundational Black American. Remember, y'all, everything that's bad that has ever happened to us has been when we've been too collective. Us being on our own by ourselves, that's when the greatness happens. Because every single thing that we have inside of our lineage are things that make us go further. It's the outsiders who want to steal, who want to leech, who want to take away from us. It's the people who want to live in that fake fantasy land of Pan-Africanism that has done us the most harm. Y'all go ahead and look at Pan-African. Y'all look at that stuff. Don't let these people come around here and try to say that foundational Black Americans, or whatever you want to identify the lineage as. Don't let these people come around here and try to say y'all's workings with the feds. Do y'all know how many instances that Pan-Africans have been working with the feds, y'all? Do you know how many tethers have been the downfall and to the detriment of Black Americans? We were just talking about Michael Jackson last night. The person who unalived Michael Jackson, Conrad, was he not a goddamn tether? Absolutely. What about the people who got Tupac Shakur all set up out there in New York? Are them some damn tethers? Absolutely. What about a lot of them folks that was infiltrating the Black Panther Party, or some of them outsiders that were working with the United States government to bring down the Black Panthers? Fam, them folks wasn't us. Never have been. So there's a hell of a lot of them folks ain't us trying to come around us, and we ain't letting none of that fly. We're going to have to regulate to the maximum, because the way I look at people like James Small as somebody who's really just trying to crack that door open. You're trying to crack a door open, family, and it ain't going to happen. We got that damn thing deadbolt locked. Ain't nobody coming in. I don't give a damn, fam. You can wear 15 dashikis. I don't give a damn what you doing. You can have all the kente cloths. You can talk Swahili. You can do the goddamn Jollof moonwalk. I don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna get foundational Black Americans to put this lineage-based movement on the corner. You're not gonna shame us. You're not gonna spin it on us. You're not gonna twist it on us. I want y'all to remember, the same people who run around here and tell you to do what? To vote because your ancestors died for you to have the right to vote. Ain't that the same thing Pan-Africans is doing? You know, you need to pick up Pan-Africanism, be a Pan-African because your ancestors was Pan-Africans. First off, no the hell we weren't. And this notion that all Black Americans back in the day were Pan-Africans, no the hell they weren't. Okay. Shout out to all my family. Shout out to all my ancestors. Shout out to Mississippi, South Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky. Fam, them is my foundational Black American indigenous ancestors and won't none of them no damn Pan-Africans. How in the hell, fam, can they tell us that we was Pan-Africans, we was Africans Americans, and we was just enslaved Africans living in America? That's too many goddamn Africans for me. Because the reality is I ain't got no aunts, no uncles, no grandparents. I ain't had no Pan-African, dashiki, kente cloth wearing Negroes in my family. So what's being told and what I'm seeing ain't computing it. It ain't adding up. All I seen was foundational Black Americans who are proud of being of the lineage. So ain't nobody gonna shame us with Pan-Africanism. Ain't nobody gonna shame us with voting blue. Cause to me, all that stuff is the same, y'all. Take pride in being who the hell you are. Take ownership of being who the hell you are. Cause they don't play that game with nobody else. Notice, fam, they don't go out there and tell the Jamaicans that they need to be Pan-Africans. They don't go out there and tell the Haitians they need to be Pan-Africans. Y'all know why? Because they don't have a financial interest in Jamaicans and Haitians. That's why. And goes back to what I'm always telling you. This all about money. This all about foundational Black Americans got this thing popping. If you ain't knowing, fam, we the talk of the world right now. We on the front page. Everywhere we go, everybody's talking about this lineage. When people on the other side of this planet are thinking about America, they not thinking about MAGA. They talking about FBA. How do you know? Get on social media, fam, and go ahead and type in Black America, foundational Black America. All you gonna see is videos of people way the hell over in England, Scotland. You got folks way in Asia. You got Arabs. Look at Tariq's TikTok lives. People call in from every corner of the earth to talk to a foundational Black American. Don't tell me we ain't the main players. And when people come around here and they be like, y'all act like y'all the main ones. That's because we are. You goddamn right we are. And we gonna act like it. If you a winner, win. And if you winning, show everybody. We are the main players. We are the top notch. We are number one. We the only ones. Everybody else, quite frankly, fam, we don't see them because they so far behind us. If they don't like what I'm saying, then I suggest you build your homeland. And if your homeland was popping, you wouldn't be so worried about me. Remember, y'all, when they look at us, they see a homeland that we built and we created that everybody wants to come to, including themselves. When we look at them, we see a homeland nobody wants to go to. Nobody wants to live in. No one wants to hang around, including them. So if you're looking at who is the real builder, who is the real creator, who is really the main player, everything says foundational Black Americans. And remember, we're talking about a nation versus a continent. How in the hell is my nation outdoing your continent? And your continent old as hell. How you got an old continent, ain't doing nothing, ain't built nothing. People view you as international beggars and you want us to be associated with it? Fam, this is what it is. They know that we will not fail unless we attach ourselves to failures. You think it's a coincidence that everybody wants us to be African so bad? Why? You think they're doing it out of the love of their heart? Or do they realize that if foundational Black Americans keep on at the rate we moving, we gonna get every single thing that we desire? The only thing they feel that could stop us is us attaching ourselves to Africans. That would be the anchor that would slow down this movement. So when they go out of their way to say African, 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 when in reality, we're American, 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 then you already know the play. But fam, don't we know all the plays? Don't we call it out before it happened? Ain't we forecasting it, y'all? Hell yeah, we are. And FBA keep on winning and everybody else keeps on crashing out. And that's the best part about being a part of this lineage. When we look at ourselves, past, present, future, we see success. When we look at them, past, present, and future, we see failures. That's the big difference. Now I'm going to send this to my sister Natural, and I want to get to some of the new speakers. So we're going to continue to bubble. I want everybody to share this out there and let everyone know Pan-African grift is over. I don't give a damn who you are. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. This is the people. The people will be the deciders. And right now, the American people have decided that we're going to be lineage, heritage, and culture. And everything else is just everything else, not us. Go ahead, my sister, and then you can spin the hands.
Okay, I just wanted to tell some people, I am dropping some people. Please don't get offended. I'm not dropping you for any malicious reason. There's a lot of speakers, and I have to drop, if you've already spoken, I have to drop you in order to bring new people up, because I see some people I dropped, they just completely left. I'm dropping you to make room for people that's coming up. So I just wanted to say that. But just for the Tether sympathizers, you do know that those work visas that those immigrants or these Tethers get, it cuts foundational Black Americans out of jobs. I hope you do know that. And like Black Alpha always say, they don't want 50%, 80%. They want all 110% of everything that we have. Understand, all these immigrants, Tethers, whatever, they all lobby against our political agendas. All of them. All of them, like Cat Williams say, all of them. So I wanted to say that. Go ahead, Brooke, and after Brooke, Top Boss, you had your hand up, and then we're gonna go to Undefeated, P-Ray, and then Friedman. Go ahead, Brooke.
Good night, everybody. How are you doing? Thank you so much for letting me speak. Love to the family. Okay, I just wanted to say, an important talking point I think that we miss, especially when they're talking about Malcolm X, right? I hear so many people talk about, oh, you know, well, he had a mother that was, like, his mother was from Grenada, I believe, but from some Caribbean country, if I'm incorrect about the specific one. But what people don't realize, and I hate to be this person, I hate to be this person, is that when his mother experienced the racism that we experience here, it drove her mad. She was literally checked into a mental facility for the rest of Malcolm X's life. After Malcolm X's father was killed by a supremacist, she couldn't handle it mentally. She is not like us. She was not built like us. And he had to be raised by his sisters. His sister was his mama, not his mama. So when they talk about this mother, you know, and from what I saw, she was a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? But mentally, she could not handle everything that we as Black American women have had to handle. We've had to watch our men go through extreme atrocities. And then we also had to go through extreme atrocities. It does not send us en masse to mental facilities. We work it, we figure it out. So I just want the family to have that bullet in their arsenal when they're talking to these people. And if you don't mind, Black Alpha, can I push my call to actions?
Come on, you know that answer already.
All right, I gotta be respectful though. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be respectful and say what's up to your beautiful wife for me too. Just give her my love and hug on her for me. Yeah, my call to action. So y'all saw what California was able to accomplish, right? You know, they got that beautiful box on their forms now that separates them from everybody else and delineates and disaggregates. And that's what we're trying to do here in New York, right? So we have a constitutionally sound bill that that was written by the U.S. Freedmen Project and our super assembly person, Nikki Lucas. And we're trying to get that bill, we're trying to get her sponsors and co-sponsors so then we can then try to get that bill passed, right? So if you could send out emails, I'll put it up in the Jumbotron if you allow me to. I'll put it up in the Jumbotron, but it is in the chat. And the next call to action that we have is that everyone knows that, well, if you don't know, the Reparations Commission hearings that you've been seeing the videos from is based on a unconstitutional bill because it is not lineage based, it is race based. We all know that is unconstitutional. So U.S. Freedmen Project and Nikki Lucas, again, our super champion Nikki Lucas, They have written a constitutionally sound bill that is based on lineage and our status as freedmen. And so we're trying to get her sponsors and co-sponsors for that bill as well. Don't forget that here in New York, that they have already done this for the MENA group, which is the Muslims. The only group that wanted to disaggregate from being white. That's really interesting. And then the Asia, the AAPI group, they also wanted to disaggregate from each other. And so there are senators and assembly people that have already done this for those two groups. So when you send these emails, because in the link it's going to be emails. So when you send these emails, you are sending them to all of those same legislators and demanding that they do the same thing for us. And then I have one more, and that is that, at these hearings, they always have a little portion where they talk about the harms of slavery from 1600s till present. That's super broad and super ridiculous. Anyway, what I want them to do is to bring our brother Andrew Barnes from Numbers USA to come in and do a presentation on how immigration has hurt Black Americans from the very beginning. And I'm not even talking about just the melanated immigrants. I'm talking about from the very beginning. We want to talk about when they started bringing the Irish and the Italians and the Germans and the this and the that and the Polish and you know what I mean? All of these people. Also, I'm just going to let y'all know. I'll put that in there too. But, Professor Smalls has been talking real spicy. He has an event. Now, I can't make it, but I'll definitely let y'all know where the event is. So in case y'all, in case you care, you know what I mean, about some of the things that he's been saying lately, and you might want to, look, I'm just gonna let y'all know about the event. So thank you so much, thank you so much, Black Alpha and Natural, for allowing me to speak and push my call to actions. I really appreciate y'all, and thank you to all of the family that has sent emails so far. Continue sending emails. You can send more than one email. You can send it. Sister Keisha has it where it's like on repeat every day at a certain time. You can send more than one emails. There are people that are starting to get responses that the legislators are saying, we want it to be constitutionally sound, because the letter calls them out for it being unconstitutional. So, we're starting to get responses, and President Devine is setting up meetings with these legislators. And that's it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Sister Brooks. So, I said that, undefeated you was, but something tells me to bring up P-Ray. Go ahead and come off your speaker, P-Ray. Let's see what you got to say.
My brother Church, check your DMs, brother.
Let somebody else go. I'm in the store shopping. So I'm going to let somebody else go.
So we're going to drop you down, and when you want to come back up.
I'll talk. I'm here.
Yeah, let's do that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm sure you saw my post. I
haven't. Just speak. I haven't seen your post.
I'm just going to talk. Thank you. So as I was saying, in my tweets that I put in the purple pill, if you call yourself Black in any way, that's tying yourself to Pan-African.
Okay, first of all, I'm about to mute you right now. When you come in this room, you're going to respect us.
Black Alpha told me I could speak. That's why
listen, I just muted you, ma'am. I just muted you. When you come in here, because Sister Brooke is always in here, and she asks permission to put something in the purple pill. Don't put nothing in our pill unless you ask. Oh, did she go? Because, I'm the right one. I'm the right one.
Damn, sis, I didn't even get a chance.
I'm telling you, these MAGA steppers be crazy, man. They don't know how to shut up.
Nah, I'm not with them games. I'm not with them games at all. I'm sorry that I took your time, undefeated, for her. She may come back up, but I don't know what she thought this was. Go ahead, undefeated.
Real quick, damn, sis, I didn't even get a chance to get
I'm sorry, Charles. Look, I done sent you a DM.
Look, that's how scared she be having these folks. Like, goddamn, she didn't even get to finish with the little hazing game. She didn't get a chance to ask one question.
I'm in the grocery store. I'm in shopping. I can't talk now. I'm shopping.
Shut up. Oh, no. Bring it on up here. You want to know something. I bet you seen my post. You ain't nobody to me. I ain't seen your little punk post. But even Brooke said, Brother Alpha, do you mind if I put something in the blue pill? And she's always here. We know who she is. You coming in here to tell us, well, if you identify as black, you tie yourself to Pan-African. Bring your bum behind up here. You shopping. You shouldn't have asked to speak. Go ahead, Undefeated. It probably got you on a double mute.
If he's speaking, I can't hear him.
Okay, well, we're going to go to Friedman and then come back to you if you're having problems with your speaker. And then Top Boss. Go ahead, Freeman.
Peace. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, family.
All right, cool. Respect to the host with the most, Black Alpha, and the co-hostess, naturally, Tura, the Freeman fam, and everyone else, and the 40-plus anonymous people who are alleged spies. Pan-African grift is over. FBA only. I love this title. The Pan-African grift is over. I will agree to a certain degree. Out here in New York, I'm from New York City, by the way. It's a lot of Pan-Africanism. I will call it the home of Pan-Africanism, the Mecca, and we are fighting an uphill battle, but we are not giving up. There is a New York reparations commission out here, and we have been fighting against pretty much damn near everyone on the commission, with the exception of Dr. Deborah Lee Jenkins, who seems to be the only one on our side. In addition to that, we do have some bill proposals, in particular the one bill for the American freedmen, and we've been causing havoc. So we've been showing up and showing out. So much so, they did a motion to put the American freedmen family in the back of the bus. Now, due to Ms. Ned and Ern, the call to action that we've had, and listening to those reparations hearings, I believe the oversight for those type of motions and stuff, we kind of clapped back at them, and they can no longer, to my knowledge, we'll have to see if they're going to enforce this, but they can no longer put the American freedmen family in the back of the bus. So we're fighting back, and I think that is a positive. With encouraging spirits, don't think that this stuff that we talk about online is meaningless. We sent emails, we did some social call to actions, and it's been productive, and it's yielded some results. Yeah, I think Ms. Brooks, she made some good call to actions. We have a disaggregation bill, which is excellent. It's an excellent uppercut and kick in the back of the head to the Pan-African grift. Obviously, the Clan Africans is what I call them, because I believe Brother Malcolm was the only true Pan-Africanist, or one of them. And but what we're facing right now is something totally different, and that is what I call Clan African, with the 3 Ks and everything of that nature. But yeah, this aggregation bill is the ultimate counter to it. They can't beat it. And we do need your support from everyone in this space, all allies, and of course the American Freedmen family, to get this bill passed. I think this is a foundation. This is a first step, and it will definitely help us disaggregate the data and show us the raw numbers of the American freedmen population in the state of New York. Now, I already have some raw numbers, but I would love to see that this bill put into law for the state of New York so that we can continue to fight. Also, another positive that is an attack against the Clan African grift is the United Sons and Daughters of Freedmen. They have also passed gotten a bill done by Assemblywoman, great Assemblywoman. She is an American freedman, just like our sister Nikki Lucas. Brandy Fluker Oakley Reed. We have an Office of American Freedmen Affairs. In that bill, it includes direct cash payments, and I was immediate relief. We always talk about tangibles and things of that nature. This is a bill that does all of that and more, so we would need your support on that. I believe the deadline for that call to action was on Friday, so we may be kind of late for that, but you can still show your support in that. I could put that in the comment section in the future, and yeah, I think we're doing great work. I appreciate everybody in the space. It took me a while to get up here. I thought there was some kind of technical difficulties, but I appreciate the time and the space, and let's continue to do the work. I'll land with this. The leadership is in the legislation, and we need all the support that we can get. not only is the legislation is important, we need that enforcement of the legislation. So if you are a candidate like the homie Marcel Dixon and everyone else who is a freedman conscious mind and spirit and soul, we would love to get y'all in office so that we can enforce this freedman conscious and this power, so no one can deny us, and we can definitely abolish the clan Africanism. So peace, family. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for all of that information. Also, let's see here. Okay, so Undefeated, are you back?
Yeah, can I be heard, ma'am?
Yep, we can hear you now. And then Top Boss.
Okay, cool. So look, I definitely responded to Professor James Small. I'm gonna take the professor off of that, right? I'm gonna just say James Smalls. So, when I seen the video of him basically saying he's not FBA, he's an African, right? Now, this is what I responded to based on that video. His work has always been helping Africa, never Black Americans. Think about that for a second before you respond. He needs to be barred from our politics and children. People think he's some leader. He's not. Just another individual with an opinion. Honestly, that video upset me a little bit. Don't cut me off of that. All he's ever done was take from our community and give to Africa. I once was a Pan-African myself, made many tangible contributions. I realize today that we have benefited nothing in return, tangibly, from supporting these guys. Dude think because he has read books, he has the answers. Now, this is the miseducation of the Negro, right? And this is the miseducation of the Negro has, I'm reading it, guys. The miseducation of the Negro has a different understanding now, right? Because we thought, the miseducation Negro and the whole thing was we was African. No, it's different now. He doesn't have the truth. He only believes, he does. He's behaving like God himself, had a one-on-one conversation with him. Everyone is grifting off of Black American, him included, right? It really upset me, guys, because everything I said is 100% facts. Now, you can clean it up, put it in your own vocabulary, and make it better if you want to, but it's a fact. We benefit nothing off of this, bro. Everybody, like I said, my contributions, and even when I think about everything I did, not just to them, but the events that I went to, you feel me, helping these people, thinking that we were one. We're not one. And they show it clear as day. We have an issue. We have a problem. I was in a space earlier, right, and I came with my own disposition. You see what I'm saying? And it speaks about our overall condition, and if, to be honest, we don't have real authentic rebels in 2025 like myself, which I find. And I don't think she understands that there's some real rebels in this thing that's been doing this since day one. I'm a real rebel. That's why it's easy for me to say, dox me. I ain't never walked with this. Never. You understand? I've always been in opposition to the system that we in. I was raised by day one for my parents to know the truth, know who we are. You feel me? And so, I'm a Seminole. You see what I'm saying? And even if you want to argue against that, the point is it don't lead me back to Africa. I'm a Black American for real, and I care about my people. And I was talking to my son. He was in the space because I was in the space. My son don't like me talking like that. He just don't understand where he at. You feel me? Yeah, we getting money. We got crib. We got land. We doing all this. But my son think that's it. No, son, because when I die, you gonna be in this system, son. You feel me? We have no allies. This is very problematic for somebody like me who a soldier, a real stepper. And I got females want to interject with me because I say, hey, look, it's more about your heart and your spirit than reading books. I'm not saying don't read a book, but a lot of reading books ain't got the heart and the spirit. You feel me? So no. And then those that are reading the books, how about y'all take that and if you read it the right way and teach it the right way, like what Nat Turner did with the Bible, turned that around and made it some revolutionary shit. That's what you do for people that actually have the heart and the spirit. So everybody ain't got to be reading books all day, bro. Some people just don't go like that. Drop us the information. Like in my family, hey, you ain't, trust me, you got an issue, people know, call me. They know why. You might not call me for nothing else, but you got issues, real pressure, call me. And so that same energy, by default, I'm a part of Black America, guys. I ain't choose this. Sometimes it's like a nightmare to me. I'm not a house girl. I'm a field night for real. And I can say that shit with my chest up and my heart out. You feel me? Because if I'm coming at somebody on some real pressure, I don't care who in the car with you. I don't care who in the house with you. See what I'm saying? And this sounds diabolical to people. Oh, everybody gonna get it. Yeah, everybody gonna get it. I'm not, no. And if you ain't among the elite, and if you could be seen, you could be touched. Just know that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say, don't try to step down on somebody like myself when we ain't got too many of us. Don't you do that. Please don't you ever do that. You understand? I got a granddaughter now. But that don't mean I'm going to fold because I got a granddaughter now. I'm about to be 41 next month. Give you more information to go dox me. Birthday December 31st. Go find out what you need. You feel me? I'm a real earth sign. I'm a real Capricorn for real.
I want to mute you, but I know there's a lot of drama going on other pages, and I really don't know what's going on, and I just really want us to keep the topic. I don't know, and a lot of people don't know, so I don't know what happened on the other page. I just want us to keep the topic on these Pan-Africans and the grifting.
Okay, thank you. Let me get a little bit more intellectual because I ain't gonna lie, my blood was boiling out in the last space. Listen, we know where we stand as Black Americans, right? We talk about being in dire straits. Do we not understand what dire straits mean? I seen, videos going around with Black Americans protesting against the situation that happened, pulling up at the school, pulling up at people's house, trying to find people's address as far as when the lady that she had sickle cell and she was jumped by the little kids, the black kid, right? Now that's something that should happen, but we got bigger fish to fry, and I feel like we're gonna do that too all day. But we supposed to be pulling up with on all fronts. We got big problems, and it seems like we only respond after the damage is done. I'm not that kind of dude. I try to be ahead of the curve, like in real life, a real business owner who got the blood, guys.
It's a positive stage here because we talking about how Pan-Africanism is a grift and it's over. So I'm trying to figure out the point that you're making.
I get what you're saying.
Because I know that you got some Anna that you bring it over from the other space and you kind of mixing up. Because you are talking about, the grifting, but you mixing up some other things too, and we kind of don't understand. And remember, this is going on YouTube, so if it sounds like babble, it's going to get scratched out, and nobody's going to be able to hear this good information that you're giving.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just say it like this: a Pan-African is detrimental to our people, our culture, our lineage. We cannot be moving in a direction that doesn't work for us. It's simple math. It doesn't take a rocket science to understand this, right? And obviously I was speaking about other issues. You see what I'm saying? I do got to stay on topic. You're 100% right. So, at the end of the day, anybody that align with Pan-Africanism, that is a problem for us. It's problematic. We cannot move in that fashion. We have not seen anybody. We all conclude that we have no allies. When we say we have no allies, it ain't nothing around. It ain't nothing else. That's what it is, and we have to believe that, and we have to move like that. And the moment we don't move like that, that's the moment we die. That's the moment our heads fall off. Everybody trying to undermine not just America, but us too. You see what I'm saying? We built this thing. We was here before there was a USA. Before there was America, we was here. You understand? We built Black Wall Streets. Like I think it was you, Natural, whatever, the co-host. Spoke about this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was Black Alpha spoke about this. But it was like, who are Tupac? Immigrants. You see what I'm saying? And have been hurting us. Who is voting against our reparations that are in high positions that saying, hey, look, they don't believe we should get reparations. Immigrants. We have an immigrant problem. You know what I'm saying? Despite they looking like you, having color like you, a nose shape like you, a hair like you, that means nothing. We got people in our own family we don't rock with. Why? Because the mindset and mentality. You know what I'm saying? We find like-minded individuals for a reason. You can't get in a car with me if you ain't really on this type of time. And they not on this type of time. They can't ride with me. And I'm going to land on that.
Before we go to the next person, family, I just want to bring this to you guys' attention. So the same Tazariach person just put out a statement talking about giving my opinion on FBAs and how it's not respected doesn't mean I want to do spaces on it. FBA is not even a worthy opponent to have a conversation with. You boast about not having having no leader, rules, codes of ethics, and then he says, so what exactly is there to respect other than a new word for black? And this is what I'm talking about. This dude, it has 1.4 thousand views. This man has only got 45 likes. And this is my point. A lot of these folks are out here really just jealous, really upset that the attention that they once were getting They're no longer seeing those type of numbers. They're not seeing that type of attention. And they're proving that by throwing hissy fits every chance they get. This is what you're looking at. Because everybody was laughing at him with the T.S. Giselle thing. And so then he started bringing in people from, the Hebrew Israelites to try to co-sign what he was saying because he's a Hebrew Israelite. And then when that didn't work, now he's throwing this out here. And like I said, 1.4 thousand views, 46 likes. You do the math.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and say something real quick. Okay. Listen, foundational Black Americans are the mega stars and we the main players. That's what foundational Black Americans are. You can start there and you can work your way up. Okay. Ain't nobody listening to Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. I don't trust black men who dress like wizards and stand on the corner and yell at white folks. Trust me when I tell you. And you're only speaking about foundational Black Americans because you need some of that foundational Black American spotlight because we shining right now so heavy on everybody. I've been blessed to go across this country from East Coast to West Coast waving that foundational Black American flag. I've been blessed to stand on stage and speak to thousands of foundational Black Americans, kids, old folks, grandmas, grandpas, everywhere we go. And I bring that FBA with me. All right. And I'm sure all my good brothers and sisters do the same damn thing. And this is why I'm always telling y'all, we got certified foundationals over here and everybody else is just watching us, wanting to be us, but can't see us. So damn right we standing on business. Damn right we standing together. They only talk that talk because like my brother just said, they jealous, they envious. Fam, if you ever want to know what it's like to be a celebrity, just look in the mirror because a foundational Black American is a celebrity the moment you're born. Because people from all over the damn planet Earth look up to us, look at us, want to be us. And when they realize that they cannot be, then that's when the bitterness and the vitriol starts to set in. And man, there's a hell of a lot of bitterness and vitriol. Do y'all know that I get more hate mail from people who are either tethers or tether sympathizers or scam Africans mad at FBA than I even get from Mayos? Think about that, family. If you looking for meth head Melissa or meth head Matthew, you'll get one or two things here or there, complaining, whining, whatever. But if you want to see some real vitriol, people who can't sleep at night, MFers who are tossing and turning, making 24-hour spaces, that's when you start looking at them damn tethers. That's when you start looking at them tether sympathizers. And that's when you start seeing them lineage ops. That's who these people are, family, lineage ops. Because FBA done dried up that damn money. See, when foundational Black Americans showed up and we start getting to the bag, y'all, they can't even afford them damn blouses that they be wearing or them damn wizard hats they be wearing. That magic wand, fam, they can't afford that magic wand. That magic wand costs $25 and they ain't even got 25 cents. So I see why you mad at foundational Black Americans. We done messed your whole grift up. You can't buy that blouse that you wearing. You can't buy that magic wand, that twisted ass hat that looks somewhere between a damn kufi and a cowboy hat. You can't afford that neither. I'd be mad as hell too if I was you. But guess what? The best part about that is I ain't you. I'm a foundational Black American. I'm a certified 100. And me personally, I just happen to be the #1 activist. So what I say goes. When you start talking about this planet and you start talking about this country, myself, I'm the #1 activist that walks amongst the whole damn planet Earth. So when I see people coming at this certified foundational Black American movement, but they ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, we don't really pay them no never mind. Because in the future, everybody's going to be reading about us and won't nobody remember them. My brother Church, who did I tell you, family, that nobody remembers in the future?
The loser and the #2, the janitor. Shall I continue?
Go ahead, brother. Give me a couple more. Who's not going to be remembered, brother?
The dirt cookie eaters, the people who want to cosplay, because you don't remember the copycat. You remember the originals.
That part. We the owners, baby. We the owners. We run this thing. We run it and we bold too. And we brat. Y'all know I'm going to talk. Y'all know I'm going to say something. Y'all know I can't stay quiet. I'm going to run my mouth all goddamn day long because it's certified. You goddamn right. We run this. We the owners. Everybody want to be us. Can't nobody see us. Foundational Black Americans standing on business. They making articles about us, agendas. They got spaces. We live in these MFers rent free. There's going to be somebody else tomorrow and they going to be mad at FBA. Same way somebody was mad at FBA yesterday and last month. and they gonna stay mad because we out here showing up, showing out, balling out, and everybody else, they just falling out. My sister Natural, and then we can get to some of these new speakers. FBA all goddamn day. Haters keep on hating.
Yeah, we're going to get to Gerard next, but I want P-Ray to come up because we know you're listening. We know you're listening. You so wanted to be a speaker, but then you were shopping, but you think you can come in here and throw something in a blue pill. You're talking about us identifying as black. You're talking about Tariq in the comments. You ain't shopping that much. Bring your ass to the stage. You so wanted to talk. You want to tell us, and what is it to you, what we identify as? Why? Bring it to the stage because we know you're listening. Because what's going to happen is if you don't come to the stage, because naturally blocks people, you'll never be able to be in a stage, a space that I'm in again. So bring your behind to the stage because you want to speak. You wasn't shopping when you wanted to speak. You wasn't shopping when you was worrying about putting your little punk comments down there about black and Pan-African. Why are y'all worrying about it so much? Go ahead, Gerard. Yeah, bring it on up, P-Ray, because we know you're listening.
Hey, hold on, Gerard, 1 second. 1 second, Gerard. I'm going to get right to you. My sister Natural be giving me all this energy, man, that I got to go ahead and build on. First and foremost, let me say this. You talking about Tariq Nasheed, you talking about me. Tariq's my brother. Okay. And just like my real brother that's standing right over here next to me, you talk about my brother, you talking about me. You talking about my brother Church, you talking about me. My sister Angelic, Natural, them is my sisters. Okay. That's the difference. Okay. I don't know about anybody else. They feud and fight. They got a new member all the time. Shout out to Young Jeezy. Young Jeezy, he said it best. He said, no loyalty. You jump click to click. Use a prostitute. You jump dick to dick. And that's what they doing, family. They jumping from every dick they can find. They jumping on diaspora dicks. Okay. Foundational Black Americans, we standing on our square. So while you over there on them diaspora dicks and you hating on foundational Black Americans, this go for everybody. Just know we riding together. We shining together. All right. If we leave this house, we gonna come back home together. It ain't nothing new, fam. Everybody in here, all my Black American brothers and sisters, when you grew up and you left the house with your cousins, with your brothers, with your sisters, the first thing they told you is don't come home without each other. Fam, we ain't learning loyalty. Loyalty's been instilled in us. We ain't figuring this out. These MFers still ain't got it wrapped up. Foundational Black Americans, we are a lineage of loyalty, meaning if you say my brother Tariq, you might as well say me. If you talk about my sister Natural, Angelic, or any of my good sisters in here, my sister Brooke, you talking about me. And that's just the way we go. And that right there is number 952 on why these people cannot stand foundational Black Americans is because not only are we the best looking, that's why they're making videos right now saying, don't I look like you? No, the hell you don't. We don't eat bushmeat and our hairline ain't on the back of our knees. Listen, we standing on business together as a culture. We rocking together as a culture, and we are always going to bring smoke to everybody, but it ain't going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to have 50 million certified riding. So remember that, lock that in, stand on business, and stay with it. Now, let me say this one more time, and I'm going to make it clear. Family, didn't I tell y'all, there's always somebody trying to tell us we shouldn't be who we are? If you look to your left side, there's somebody telling you that you don't need to be an American. If you look to your right side, there's somebody telling you you don't need to be black. If you look in front of you, there's somebody who's saying that you're really an African. Look behind you, somebody saying you're a part of the diaspora. Goddamn. Sound like you want me to be everything other than a foundational Black American. How the hell we got people telling us we can't be indigenous, we can't be American, we can't even be black no goddamn more. Damn. We've been out here standing on business. I guess I just got to be the alpha network then, huh? I guess is what it is, family. I got to say black is beautiful. I got to cut the black out now, fam. So beautiful is beautiful and beautiful is always beautiful. No, black is beautiful and beautiful is always black. Don't let nobody tell you you can't be black. You can't be an American. Goddamn, what's left, fam? Sounds like you're trying to leave me with an empty plate where ain't nothing left. And then I got to be what you want me to be. You think it's a coincidence somebody tells you not to be an American because they want to be an American? You think it's a coincidence somebody saying you got to not be black because they want to be black? You go ahead and you surrender them names. You go ahead and surrender your foundational Black American identity. And then next thing you know, somebody else is going to pick it up. Fam, did you ever see these problems when we identified ourselves as minorities, people of color, Africans, Americans? Did you ever see these problems, or did these problems only pop up when we started coming up with real verbiage, real precise and concise terminology that was all about us? That's exactly what it is. When foundational Black Americans came up with our own identification. Now everybody got a problem with identification. When foundational black Americans start saying we indigenous, now everybody want to be indigenous. When foundational black Americans said black power, then everybody want to have different power. Rainbow power, Skittles power, fruit by the foot, fruit roll up power. Everybody want to have something that foundational black Americans created, and then they want to show up, throw an arm around us and say we. Ain't no goddamn we. You can take that W, flip that motherfucker upside down, and make it an M. Me. It was foundational black Americans who did it all. It's foundational black Americans who are doing it all, and everybody else does not exist. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at the person in the mirror. Again, FBA all goddamn day. And if you're certified all the time. Go ahead, my sister Natural. I lost track of who's next. I think it was Gerard. I ain't want to cut you off, family. But if my sister Natural don't have nothing to say, then it's all on you.
Yeah, it's on Gerard and then Twizzle. Go ahead, Gerard.
Oh man, we back. Hey, shout out to Alpha, shout out Natural, shout out all my black American people.
I know that's right.
Church, we back. Church, we back. They still talking about us. They still talking about us. They still talking about us. We done went out, we done did this and did that and won an election here, done won a state, done moved this, done built that, and they still talking about it. Ain't that something else, right? Cause see, I done figured out in a couple spaces what some of their problems are, right? So I had to change my profile picture cause man asked me how am I better? Why do I think I'm better? The sun? I'm a sun god. I can go outside and God bless me with the sun. I can go in the water without getting blisters and stuff like that. God is the reason why I'm better. That's all I need, sir. So I changed it to sun god. Then someone asked me, oh, well, how you know your roots and how you know you're black? My grandparents from Mississippi, the mud, that's how I knows if I'm black. That's what the problem is. They don't know they black. See, because I go to Jamestown, Virginia, and I done saw my family name in a slave manifest from a ship that went to Jamestown. They don't do that, see? They don't have their name on the Mississippi slave house on the auction block where they sold us not as people, but as a commodity. See, they don't know that because they not in America, right? That's what the problem is. See, you don't know America. That's why you asking me questions. Don't ask me questions. You the one with the problem. If you don't know how I'm an American, that means you don't know how if you an American. How you gonna question me? You came over here willingly. My family was forced over here. What you talking about? You gonna tell me what to identify? I ain't no goddamn African American. I don't know nobody in Africa. I never lived in Africa. Therefore, I'm an American, born here. My mother, my grandparents, and I know 2 great-great-grandparents that were born here. How you gonna tell me what I'm doing? That's what the problem is, church. They worried about us because they don't know who they is. Their speech is not going nowhere. Because when you ask them questions, they don't have no answers for you. They can't post themselves because they don't make sense. They post FBA because FBA makes sense. You go to Chevy, Ford, Dodge, Cadillac, who up there? Who up there? We up there. You know what me and my wife just researched? We did some research on Lynchburg and found out that it had nothing to do with lynching. It was actually someone that founded the thing, and off of the backs of our ancestors, Philip Morris, which we know is in Richmond, that was us picking the tobacco off the fields. So we didn't only pick cotton, we picked a lot, didn't we? But see, people don't know that because they don't know black history. Oh, what did you do for America? We did a lot. Industrial age, where they made iron. Who was taking that iron out the steel when it was 1,000 degrees? It wasn't them, because they can't survive in that heat. It had to be us, because God blessed us to be able to do the heat. Who was digging up that coal out of the mines? It was us, because they couldn't do it. They were standing at the top where it was cooler and had us down there. So at the end of the day, I know they love us. They love us because they know that at the end of the day, they can't be us. So all they can do is hate us. And I'll land on that.
Thank you, Brother Gerard, for that. That's the type of energy that we like. And I just wanted to piggyback on these people don't know who they are. So I'm at work Thursday. This is how much they lie. They don't even know their damn birthday. They don't know their birthday so much, and they lie versus how old they are. I had to ask this man 3 times, can I have your date of birth? Date of birth. They all born January 1 or December 25, but they have to figure out the year because they don't even know. They done told them how old they are. They don't even know how old they are. Then, can I have your social? This dude, he got me on hold. He walking through the house. He got to go get a little piece of paper out the drawer. You don't know your social? He got to go find his damn social. Hell no, they don't know who the hell they are. Alan.
Can I just say real quick, shout out to our brother Gerard, because, you're absolutely right. We done built everything. Everything in this country comes from, in one shape, form, or another, the labor from us. And not just the labor, the intellectual property theft from us. So all these people that's here cosplaying us, let's be very clear. You know what? Tyrese did a song a while back that describes this perfectly, right? What he say? You just a baby boy. You not the real McCoy. FBA run these streets. And let's be very clear about that. Let's get to the next person.
Go ahead, Twizzle.
Double mute. What's up, everybody? What's up, BA? What's up, Natural? I wasn't going to speak, but somebody said something that kind of rose my Mac antenna. So, I had to just come in and put my 2 cents in, man, because one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, our foundation of Black American term has made a ripple throughout this country to where it got white people nervous. You know me, man. You know me. I got a little bit of vodka in me, so I'm finna get to it and get fluid. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say, be respectfully, this foundation of Black American term has got the whole country tripping because this is something that nobody expected. And just like everything we come up with, every genre, fashion, hairstyle, everything, we came up with something that nobody wasn't expected. And it's hitting like crack cocaine right now. It's spreading across the country, and it's something that's making, it's doing something that people never expected. It's empowering Black Americans, and not only that, it's giving Black Americans a sense of pride so strong that it can't be broken. Because once I did my lineage, if I went back all the way to 1855 and studied even more, that gave me a sense of pride so much strong to where, once again, it gave me a sense of pride so strong to where I can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? And I be telling these young cats that, like, I go to OGs and I tell them that, and they be coming at me 2-3 days later talking about they did their lineage, and some dudes be coming crying talking about they discovered stuff that they never even knew before, Only thing they remember, like a lot of people remember their grandparents. And I was like, okay, if you remember your grandparents and where they were born, that's all you need, and you go from there. There's some dude told me he went all the way back to 1666. And I'm like, man, damn. And he was like literally crying because the stories he was telling me, and he was like, man, thank you, because I never tripped off that. And with this foundational Black American term, that gave us a weapon that can't be touched and it can't be matched. And nobody, as the old saying goes, what weapon they form against us won't prosper, because we got something that they can't use against us when we got evidence. We have history. And once again, we have foundation here that goes back to the 16 to 1700s. You know what I'm saying? And you can't get no deeper than that. I want to get me a shirt made that has FBA across it, established 1855. And when I finish doing my research, I'm just going to even go further back than that. And like I said, that's something that got this whole country shook. And with the Tannies, with the Jollof, with the Injera, all them people, that's something that they never even expected. And since we are standing on business, that's something that they can't ride on. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting upset about that, and they hate that. We already know they're jealous of us. We already know they're envious of us. But we got, they have to learn. You guys gonna have to go back to the drawing board and study us for about a whole nother 2 other generations, because y'all still can't keep up. Y'all don't have the class, you don't have the style, and most important, y'all don't even have the hygiene to compare yourself to a black American. It ain't no tether that can stand before me right now. I don't care how much money you got, whatever. He doesn't have the class, the maturity, not only that, the confidence, you know what I mean, to stand up against me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I just want to give a shout out to the room, shout out to the people and the family up in here, man, because I'm a proud American, proud black American, proud foundational black American who roots run deep. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care how these tethers go. That's the only thing that's running in me is my roots. They need to run that. They need, man, I'm trying to catch myself because you know me, I'll get fluid. But hey, shout out to you, BA. Shout out to you, Natural. I land my plane. I see you, EJ. I see you, Nephew. I see you, Black Native, Trinity, DJ. Peace, y'all.
I want to keep the hands going, but I want to bring up Angelic, and then I'm gonna take it to EJ because he's been waiting a while, and then back to Chris. So, our beautiful sister Angelic, go ahead.
Hey, sis.
Hi everyone in the room. How are you?
Blessed, very blessed. How you doing?
Okay, great. I'm doing well. I just want to say hi to everyone that spoke. Hi to Naturally Tura, the host, the lovely host, Black Alpha, Queen Alpha, all the family in the room. I hope I don't miss anybody. Twizzle, Eric Johnson.
What's up, B, Angie B?
Twizzle. Hi to you, Rose City. Anybody else I may have missed that came in here. I just wanted to say this. So this is the thing about Professor Smalls. I'm gonna give this man his respect because that's his title. He's been kind of going back and forth with it because he seemed like, because he talked to Tariq Nasheed. It was some things a couple of years back where one of these, I don't know who that guy was. He was a Pan-Africanist. I don't think he was from here. Was talking to Professor Smalls, and Professor Smalls was upset about the whole thing about us claiming foundational Black American and claiming that term. And it was like, I think what it is it's just people are getting in his ear off and on, because this started a couple of years ago. And he had a talk with Tariq Nasheed. Of course, Tariq Nasheed, was very respectful with him. They talked, but then that was I figured it was kind of resolved. Then I hear about him saying some more stuff. I just think someone is getting in this man's ears off and on. We know how our seniors can be kind of vulnerable to things, and I think they just keep bothering him. And one thing I will say is that I was listening to another broadcast from another member of our New Black Media, and he was talking about, being respectful and everything, and he wanted everyone to be respectful in the chat, and I get that. But at the same time, I'm not about to sit up here and respect someone that doesn't respect me. This man has said, I'm talking about Professor Smalls, this man is going to sit up here and say that we're cowards because we don't want to claim that we're African. And the whole thing was he was getting on us like we were some unruly children because we won't sit back and take the disrespect. And that's basically it. That's basically all I wanted to say on that. And, I'll just kind of leave it there.
Thank you, my sister Angelic. I'm going to let it go to EJ, and then Mikkel, I seen you came in. Anyone that's going to speak, raise your hand so I see the order, because there's a lot of people. So I'm adding people, and I'm also dropping people so other speakers could come up. So please raise your hand. And go ahead, EJ.
I'm glad you said that to that coonstress that came up here. These bug dancing Chicago turn red individuals. He probably had orange Cheeto stains on her face because a lot of them people up there really be worshiping Donald Trump and stuff. He be on his BS too. But besides that, these Pan African grifters. That old dude that y'all were just talking about, that just gives me a perfect example of why, older Pan-Africans, they can easily be manipulated when it comes to, tethers. They try to put them amongst them. They try to put these older Pan-Africans with them to try to keep us off balance. And that's why I don't really, look at these elders as, knowledgeable people when it comes to the elders, because the elders are going to teach you right from wrong. These elders are going to be stuck in their old ways, just like that unstable preacher who came over here earlier being real disrespectful to the sister natural Torah. If you don't want to be on the panel or even talk while you're in the grocery store getting something for your daddy, especially when you up here talking crazy about our brother Tariq. This just goes to show you that everybody got a position to play amongst our people. A coach like that can't do nothing. She's mad because Tariq got the platform and he's doing stuff for the grassroots. Everybody got their positions to play. And I get tired of individuals like that and other people that's been talking amongst these spaces, talking crazy about our lineage and our people that know damn better. They were just fans of Tariq a couple of years ago, but now they done turned heel on us, man, like Stone Cold Steve Austin did at WrestleMania 17. And it don't pain me to say this. Like, if you're going to be talking about people who actually bringing something to the table, you need to get your credentials up so y'all can actually have a conversation. I don't need Negroes out here that are failed rappers, trying to be politicians running for president and just failing at everything that they done did in their pathetic lives. And people know who I'm talking about too, so it ain't no names that need to be said, because all these individuals are clowns, most likely listening on a 95% scale. But most of the time, these people are too cowardly to come up and just stay on the damn topic. We're talking about these Pan-Africans and how they're trying to get amongst our people to take our tangibles. You don't hear a lot of these Pan-Africans being about that life in their so-called homeland, Africa. I don't see none of these people talking about the travesties that's going on in their third world so-called countries. I'm gonna need y'all Pan-Africanists to do so much better. Stop worrying about FBA and you haters out there too. Y'all need to go somewhere else and go and get y'all a life or something. There's jobs out here hiring. I know we're going through tough times, but it should be somebody out there that'll give you a job, as a trash man. You can get a job as a substitute teacher. You can even get a job giving sponge baths to old white women. I mean, some of y'all Pan-Africans need to be all about that life, about Africa, but y'all sleeping with white women. But, with that being said, I do see our brother Marcel in the building, so I'm going to land my plane. They was being real disrespectful to my brother, so, I had to represent in that space I did earlier. I can't let nobody talk about educator who's out here trying to run for political office and a Negro, like, I don't even want to say this dude's name, but for those who know that, I'll land my plane.
Come on up, Marcel, and after Marcel, it'll go to you, John Henry, and then to you, Chris, because you already spoke. So I just want to let everyone that did not speak come up first. So come on, Marcel.
Hello, Natural. Hello, Alpha. How are y'all?
Certified salute, my brother.
Hey, Marcel.
So, the Pan-African riff is over. I want to say that it's about time. Pan-Africanism has not worked out to our benefit at all. Someone mentioned earlier about Professor James Small. And, that's the thing with Pan-Africanism. It makes us, or it promotes that we are to be obligated to make Africa a better place for Africans, while we are Americans. This is our country that we built, to which we are natives, and we're not supposed to try to make this a better country for us. We're not supposed to fight for what's due to us. I reject that thinking. That's played out. That's over with. It was not successful. It's a failure. Matter of fact, Pan-Africanism is used to insult us. Think about it, y'all. When we are destroying these white supremacists here on Twitter, what is their main retort? What insult do they usually launch? It's usually not insults against us, because they can't insult us. They can't. They usually bring up Africa as an insult to us. It just happened today. I made a tweet about how the federal government is at fault for any of the challenges that we have. It is the fault of the federal government. The same way it's because of the federal government that white Americans have their wealth. They've gotten 400 years of handouts. We had over 400 years of specific terrorism. The first thing these white supremacists did was post images of primitive African tribes. Now, that has nothing to do with us, but it just goes to show Pan-Africanism is to the benefit of Africans and other quote-unquote black people in America. They want us to make them look better.
that primitive African tribe, they could then latch on to us and say, well, no, look at us black people. Look at all the stuff us black people have invented. Look at all this great music us black people have invented. Look at soul food. Look at our fashion. Look at all the icons. They want to latch on to our accomplishments. So that's why they want us to hold on to Pan-Africanism. And I think Angelic said exactly what I was thinking about as far as Professor James Small. You know, a lot has been said about us showing respect towards him. And I'm a fan of respect, usually get further with respect, but he has not been showing respect towards us. And that has not been stated enough. He has not been showing respect towards us. He scolded us like we're little children, called us cowards, said that we are afraid of fighting for freedom. That infuriates me. Black Alpha, you have been all over Georgia and all over South Carolina, all over the country, fighting for freedom, fighting for our reparations. Matter of fact, let me rephrase what I just said. We already have freedom. We're fighting for something bigger than freedom now. We're fighting for our reparations. This is phase 3. Our ancestors fought for abolition. Our great-grandparents and grandparents and parents fought for freedom, to abolish Jim Crow. We're now fighting for reparations. That is our fight. And he says that we're afraid of fighting for freedom. Let the Africans fight for freedom. Let the Caribbeans fight for freedom. Let the Latinos fight for freedom. That's their problem. We're fighting for reparations, and we don't have a damn soul helping us. Matter of fact, when those Africans, Caribbeans, and Latinos come here, a lot of them join in opposition to our reparations that we're fighting for. Has he ever scolded them? So I'm all for showing respect, but respect is going to be reciprocal, okay? And the way he was speaking towards us, it was not reciprocal. And people are saying that someone has gotten in his ears. You know, with Trump, a lot of people like to infantilize Trump. When Trump does something that makes his base upset, they'll say, oh no, they got to him. And I always tell these Trump supporters, stop infantilizing Trump. He is not a small child. He's not a toddler. He's a grown man making his own decisions. I will say the same thing with Professor James Small. He's a grown man. He's very intelligent. He's making his own decisions. No one's in his ear. He is making his own decision. Yes, I understand that elderly people can be easily manipulated at times. I understand that scammers usually target the elderly because they can be easily manipulated. But let's give Professor James Small more credit. Let's respect his intelligence. He knows Tariq Nasheed very well. I've heard Tariq say that he considers Professor James Small like a surrogate parent. Okay? He's very familiar. If he wants to know more about foundational Black Americans, Tariq is not the leader. This is an ethnicity. One thing that I do hold against Tariq, he always gets our numbers wrong. There's way more than 43 million of us. According to the 2024 annual community survey, which is like an annual census they do, there were 53 million quote-unquote Black people in America. If you take the census undercount of 4%, that will put like at 55 million. If you say 4 to 5 million are immigrants, that means there are 50 million Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, freedmen, people who have the status of freedmen in this country. Professor James Small can easily reach out to Tariq and have these conversations. That's what Tariq does with him. When someone comes on Tariq's live and say, hey, Marcel said this, or hey, Black Alpha said this, Tariq doesn't go in on them. He'll say, I don't know about that one. I don't know. You wait and you speak with someone. He could have easily done that instead of going on this tangent, calling people cowards, telling us what we are. We have the right to decide what we are. Telling us what we are is the same thing that those supremacists used to do, saying that we were subhumans, saying that we were savages. And of course, that was never true. Well, it's the same thing for saying that we're Africans. That's ignoring this very rich culture that we've developed. That's unique. That's completely separate from Africa. That's completely separate from Europe. That's even completely separate from our indigenous ancestry. We had an ethnogenesis and we made a brand new culture. So I just want to say, I want to repeat that yes, I think being respectful is good, but that respect has to be mutual. And that has not been happening. And I know there's some troll going around talking about I guess a trans person is the first lady of FBA. That's just a troll. And let me say this. I understand the necessity of having to combat trolls. Sometimes you have to combat the narratives. Sometimes you have to demystify the lies and the myths and all that stuff like that. But I will just say, let's be careful with giving them too much attention, because sometimes they're just doing it for attention. They're just doing it for clout. And sometimes you just ignore them and they go away. And sometimes when we respond to them, we're giving them the attention they never would have gotten in the first place. So that's really all I wanted to say there. And I land there. Thank you.
Hold up, Marcel. I got to ask you some questions, brother. I got you on the stage right now. I got to ask some questions, man. When they talk about this scam Africanism, let's get to the core of this and let's really break it down for the people. Family, where were the Africans when me and your ancestors down here in the South were building all of this and going through supremacy and all the black codes and Jim Crow and everything? Where were the Africans at, brother, when it was popping down here in our motherland?
Well, let me say this. I can't tell you where they were, but I can tell you where they were not. They weren't over here helping us. They weren't over here trying to fight on our behalf. They weren't over here trying to rescue us. So I find it damn disrespectful, and I resent being told that it's our job to fight for them when they did not lift a finger to fight for us, and they still don't now. Yes, you have a few individuals who are quote-unquote rioters, but I'm going to say now what I said before. I am sick of being told that we have some rioters. Where are these rioters when we need them? When those Jamaicans were making videos bashing us, we came to our own defense. Where were these Jamaican rioters coming to our defense? Where were these Afro-Latino rioters coming to our defense? Where were these African rioters coming to our defense? Where were these European rioters and these Asian rioters coming to our defense? I'm sick of giving people credit for doing the bare minimum. Just because you don't bash Black Americans, just because you don't tether to us, just because you don't work against us, that doesn't make you a rioter. A rioter is not based on acts of omission. Omission means that you're not doing something. A rioter is based on on action and being active. So where are these rioters when we really need them? Where are they on the front lines pushing for us to get our reparations? Where are they pushing for us to get that anti-Black American hate crime bill? Where are they pushing for us to get compensation for our land? Where are they being on the front line going against all these lies and myths that are put out there about us? Now, don't get me wrong. We can do it our damn self. We always have, and we will continue to do so. But I'm tired of us calling certain individuals rioters just because they don't bash us. These Africans are not rioters just because they don't say anything bad about us. Hell, we don't think about them either. Doesn't make us rioters, and it's not our responsibility to ride for them. But where are they? They're doing the same thing they were doing centuries ago, not doing a damn thing. And we're coming to our own defense. And, I've seen this a lot as a teacher. I've seen the neglectful, abusive parent show up at their kid's graduation trying to take credit for that kid who succeeded in spite of their neglect, in spite of their terrorism, in spite of their lack of action, in spite of all the things that child went through. We are not going to be that child. And they are not going to be that parent who shows up trying to take credit for our successes. We did it ourselves in spite of the fact that we were abandoned by everyone, in spite of the fact that we went through the worst recorded slavery in modern human history. No, you're not going to take credit for our successes. And for James Small, again, I believe it's okay to show respect. I don't believe we have to be disrespectful, but he was disrespectful, and he's a fellow South Carolinian. He's from South Carolina. So that just goes to show, Freeman was up here saying that New York City is the hub of Pan-Africanism. South Carolina might be in the running. To be fair, South Carolina doesn't have a lot of Pan-Africans, but we do have some people who try to promote Gullah Geechee culture being an African culture. And they're usually around Professor James Small's age, and they're usually the ones who are in charge of these organizations. So while Pan-Africanism is not really a big thing here, when it comes to these organizations who do things like the Jubilee Festival and sometimes the Gullah Geechee Festival, they really do try to Africanize it. And they're usually Professor James Small's ilk who think just like him, that generation, okay? But no, they're not going to take credit for our successes. And why I'm thinking of ways to get back involved again. Not running for office again, but definitely getting back active. Because I'll be damned if I sit back and these narratives get pushed out there and our people's needs get pushed aside while we're supposed to fight for global blackness. Our needs are neglected. No, that's not going to happen.
Can I ask you a question real quick, my brother? And much love to you, because it's real quick. Professor Smalls, he said something in that video where he was saying that basically his race is African. And I did a video take on it. And my whole thing is African is not a race, right? If African was a race, that means we would have to include everybody on the globe if you believe in the out of Africa theory. So I just wanted to get your take on it, because I know that you're a teacher as well, and you've been doing this for a while. So please let me know your take on that situation, my brother. What do you think on that?
Well, yeah, when he said his race is African, that kind of confused me as well, because technically, if you subscribe to the out of Africa theory, which a lot of geneticists do, then technically, hell, everyone's African. Okay? That means we're supposed to fight for every single demographic on the globe. Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me either. That's like saying my race is American. That actually makes no sense at all. Yeah, that one really threw me for a loop. And I'm still thrown for a loop when he said that if we deny being African, we're too cowardly to fight for freedom. Since when is being African equate with fighting for freedom? It does not. They have a lot of slavery over there right now. Okay, that's the antithesis of freedom exists among some of those countries, some of their practices. Okay, you have countries like Mauritania that's practicing slavery out in the open. Libya has an open slave trade. Okay, don't get me started. Rwanda, they claim, was trying to enslave the Congo. Now, the Congo has almost 200 million people, and I think Rwanda has like 40-something million people. How they let a country like that enslave them, I don't know. Trump had to get involved and stop it. So since when does being African equate with fighting for freedom? And yes, I know that Europe has a lot of slavery too. They're the hub for human trafficking, which is in Asia as well. But we're talking about Africa. He makes it seem like being African equates with fighting for freedom. It makes no sense at all. And it's sad because Professor James Small should be putting all that vigor into helping us push for the reparations that we are due as foundational Black Americans, those of us who have the status of being freemen. And I just want to repeat, it's perfectly fine for us to be respectful. But you know what? And I hate to say this, but I'm going to. We're not obligated to respect someone who's not respecting us. So when people, I forgot his name, I think it was Undefeated. When Undefeated came up here and the energy he had, I get it. When Angelic came up here and had the energy she had, I get it. He didn't show any respect to us. And I'm sorry. Listen, I grew up with my great-grandparents. I even had my great-great-grandparents around. They were bedridden by the time I was born, and they died shortly thereafter. But I was around all of my great-grandparents except one. I loved, especially my great-grandmother, Nana Justine. I loved my great-grandmother to death. I still mourn her. But I will go in on her. I'm sorry. We will get into it. If she was wrong about something, listen, the gloves came off. Okay? I can love you dearly, but I'm not going to sit there and let you just talk to me in kind of way. I didn't let my own great-grandmother do that when I became an adult. So I'm not going to let Professor James Small do it either. And it really, really infuriated me the way he was speaking about us and the tone he had, especially when Tariq has explained to him what foundational Black American means. And he's a very smart man. He was at the first rally for reparations. He knows what we're doing. He knows about delineation. He doesn't get on Africans about delineating. Matter of fact, their delineation is one of violence. They kill each other over delineating. Okay? When we delineate, it's for political progression. It's for cultural promotion and retention. Okay? And reclamation. When they delineate, it's on some violent, genocidal type stuff. Okay? We're not doing that. If he wants to have that scolding tone, take it with them. Same with Dr. Umar. Take that scolding tone with them. Don't bring it to us. We're not your children. Okay? So, and look, I love my parents, especially love my mother to death. But when we disagree, look, heads will be butted. It's just gonna be the way it is. So I understand, and I really, it resonates with me, the energy that Undefeated and Angelic had. I almost feel the same way. He wasn't showing respect towards us. And if he wants respect, he has to show it. Because in this movement, y'all, we cannot afford to have anyone obstructing our progress, young or old. I'm just going to be clear. And listen, we all have people that we love. Naturally, I know you always talk about your dear mother and how you loved her so much, how you miss her. We all have people that we love, we want to see again. And even if we love them, however, that don't mean we have to do exactly what they did. Okay? I love a lot of people in my family, a lot of my, my mother, my aunts and uncles, but I'm not trying to move the exact same way they move because I love them. That gets me. I'm going to land here on Alpha and Natural. I'm sorry I'm taking so long. But when people say, oh, Malcolm X would have done this, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would have done this. First of all, Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they would have been doing exactly what we're doing right now. If you listen to their speeches, they were on delineation. They were for reparations. But let's say they weren't. We can respect some of the stuff they did and say, this other stuff they did, though, I'm not rocking with that. It's okay for us to get to where they were trying to go, but to take a different path. So we can respect Professor James Small and say, okay, he may be our elder, but we're not taking that same path as he. And some people may not view him as an elder. They may just view him as an older, especially if he's going to take that type of condescending tone with us. And I land there, y'all.
Brother. Hold on. No. Wait a minute, brother. I got to get another question because somebody just DM'd me something and I want you to respond. First and foremost, before I allow you to roast this individual who just said this horrible thing about foundational Black Americans, and I want you to take the floor, my brother, in a second. First off, let me say what my brother just said right there. Let's not assume that Malcolm X, Huey P. Newton, or any of these people would be Pan-Africans in today's world. This notion that it's once a Pan-African, Pan-Africanism forever, hell no. Let's make this also clear that when they were going around in the 60s and 70s, that was really Black Americans' first true interaction with Africans. Brothers and sisters, we're residing over the era where we have communication with these people via the internet and technology far more than they ever had back in the day. You weren't taking no damn round trips all across the whole planet Earth in 1962 and meeting Africans. I don't know about y'all, but none of my family grew up with Africans. They didn't fly to Africa. My brothers and sisters have not been out there just arriving in Ghana and Kenya. All foundational Black Americans ain't out there with some type of relationship with Africans. You can't be divisive to something you were never connected to. We were never connected with these individuals, family. I didn't go to school. I'm talking about grade school, middle school, high school. I ain't go to none of that with no Africans, fam. They try to make it look like all of us knew Africans and we all had African friends, and then we just turned on them soon as we came up with FBA. James Smalls makes it look like foundational Black Americans all had Africans in our family, our neighbors, people at the corner store, and we somehow were disloyal to them. Hell no. We were never disloyal to them. If anything, when you look at our track record of assisting them and put it next to their track record of assisting us, you can't even compare the two. Foundational Black Americans have put our life and liberty on the line to fly over there. As a matter of fact, more brothers and sisters flew to Africa to assist them in their struggle, a struggle in which a lot of them went along with the oppressors. They were assisting the oppressors. Somebody walked the European or into Africa. Guess who did it, y'all? It was another African. Foundational Black Americans weren't flying over there being buddy-buddy with these individuals just because we looked at the world as all people with melanin and all people who are Black are all our brothers. Now we have got a crash course that was completely wrong. And I believe if the brothers and sisters from the 1960s and 70s were to actually see these individuals today, it'd be a different story. And let's make this clear as well. When Malcolm X, Huey P. Newton, and all these other people went to these different countries, they went as basically Black celebrities. They would get these damn red carpets rolled out for them. When Malcolm X went over to Mecca, they rocked with him because he was a famous Muslim. They didn't give none of that energy to your average, everyday Black person. Don't get it tangled and twisted. It ain't no different than when a celebrity goes over there. They treat them on a whole different playing field than they treat foundational Black Americans, your average everyday person, because we see how they treat your average everyday person, and it ain't good. So the fact that these people were getting these type of benefits because they could come up off of them, let's make it clear as well, y'all. They were using Malcolm. They were using the Black Panthers. The same way they try to use us today for tangibles and resources, they wanted to see what Malcolm X could bring to Africa, what Huey P. Newton could bring to Africa. It wasn't any type of exchange where they were doing something to assist us. How do you know? Because like I said earlier, when Malcolm X passed away, not one African leader picked up his agenda at the United Nations. They didn't do a damn thing. But guess what, y'all? They don't pick up anything that assists anybody, including their own people. So you go ahead and you think you're going to go to Africa, James Smalls, and they're going to treat you good. They ain't going to treat his ass no good neither, because they don't treat fellow Nigerians, fellow Kenyans, fellow South Africans the same way that they treat the dominant society. You be white, go over there, red carpet. Chinese, red carpet. Russia, red carpet. Go ahead and be a Black American and go over there and see what happened. And what James Small, you need to do is you need to go ahead and tell my brothers and sisters about the horror stories that happen when we go over there and sisters is getting kidnapped. They out there unaliving folks. I did a story just about a month ago of a Black American woman who had real kindness in her heart and went over there to Africa to try to build a damn village to help children in an orphanage, and they killed her. And you ain't seen James Smalls make no damn video about that. You ain't seen Dr. Umar make no damn video about that. The days of Pan-Africans trying to lecture Black Americans and then turning a blind eye to all the shit that they do to us when we go over there are over. The reason why James Smalls is really mad is because that Pan-African scam African fantasy, that is some type of utopia and we all gonna get along, we done ruined all of that. You can't tell them lies no more. And what it really is, it ain't folks getting in his ear. It's money is out of his pocket, because we done dried up all that. Told y'all, delineation that made all these muckers go broke. Trust me when I tell you. And guess what? They gonna stay broke. That money ain't coming in return. You ain't getting a dollar from me. You ain't getting a helping hand. Africa, do for yourself. Jamaica, do for yourself. How the hell a damn hurricane gonna come and you blame the hurricane on us? Foundational Black Americans, we don't go down to that level. We don't stoop to those people's bottom feeder, backhanded, bootleg ass tactics. We stand on business and we certified. Now, since we are certified, I got my brother Marcel in here. Marcel, I need you to address this. Somebody just wrote me and said, James Smalls is right. Y'all is cowards because y'all don't help us. And here's the caveat, Marcel. They said that Black Americans are cowards because we support deportation and calling ICE on African people. Now, when that happened, and then I seen you was on this panel, I said it would only be right if Marcel addressed this. So, Marcel, this tether number 375 is listening, and they want to know your response to foundational Black Americans supporting mass deportations and not helping the Africans who want to come over here. The floor is yours, my good Southern brother.
Well, first of all, it's kind of ironic. The person who fled to another country and ran from theirs is calling us cowards for enforcing the laws of our nation to protect our borders. We're standing up for the sovereignty of our nation, protecting our borders, while they ran beyond the borders of their nations, and they're calling us cowards. I also want to bet that this person does not have their picture up on their profile and does not use their real name. People know who you are, for they've seen you out and about. People know my name. They see me out and about. I bet you no one knows this person at all, because that's how these tethers move. They move underneath a shield of anonymity. That's not just how they move. That's also how their supporters move as well. These people claim to support this mass immigration because supposedly these individuals work hard, and yet they can never tell you why they couldn't work hard and be successful in their own nation. First of all, let's be very clear. There has never, ever been a time period where immigration has benefited Black Americans, okay? And I'm not talking about just illegal immigration. I'm talking about legal immigration as well. If you go back to this nation's beginning, whether it was the Greeks, whether it was the Germans, whether it was the Irish, whether it was the Italians, whether it's been the Latinos, whether it's the Africans, the Caribbeans, immigration, legal and illegal, has always hurt Black Americans. We cannot get the Democrats and Republicans to agree on much. But one thing they do agree upon is that mass immigration hurts Black Americans. The only area where they disagree is to the extent to which it hurts us. But they did a study. It was a multi-year study. I think it lasted like 4 or 5 years. It started underneath the Bush administration, and it ended underneath the Obama administration. Now recall, the Bush administration was friendly towards immigration. Yes, Bush was a Republican, but remember, he was trying to legalize all these damn immigrants. And we all know Obama opened the damn floodgates. People like to say Obama deported more illegals than Trump. Yes, he did. But he also let in millions of illegals, something that Trump has not done. So Obama was very friendly towards mass immigration as well, legal and illegal. And yet, a study that started under Bush and concluded under Obama both concluded and showed that mass immigration hurts Black Americans the most, especially Black men who have a high school diploma or less. So when we stand up and we support ICE, or we call ICE, I know some people have conflicting feelings about that. Damn it, I don't. Because it was the other way around. They will call ICE on us without a moment's hesitation. Not only that, a lot of people act as if being an immigrant, whether legal or illegal, is for being an anti-Black American bigot, ignoring the fact that a lot of these immigrants are anti-Black American bigots. You know who confesses to that? Their children will tell you that. Read the articles. You have children of Latinos, of Asians, of Africans, of Caribbeans, of Europeans who talk about how their parents have disgusting views towards Black Americans. Their own children are ratting them out. So when we call ICE, we're not just doing it for our own economic benefit. We're not just doing it so that we can have access to resources, because there are limited resources. Some resources are unlimited, but there are resources that are limited, that are consumable, quickly consumed, and it's hard to replenish them. But it's also a fight against anti-Black American bigotry. Oh, and why don't that Tether come up here? I just want to say that part too. Come up here and say what you need to
say. What I wanted to say, I'm sorry, who is that? Was that you, Alpha?
Yeah, hey, Marcel said, why don't they come up here? Because they see me and you. They be ducking us.
Because I was just about to say that, because one of them just made a quote tweet talking about, ooh, they sound crazy in there. Come up here. Y'all sitting at the bottom, but you won't come up here. Your coward asses want us to fight for you. Your coward asses won't even come up here and speak for yourself. Not even speak. But y'all making quote tweets. Every one of you that I see make a quote tweet, or you gangster in the comments, I'm blocking you. So you ain't even gonna get a chance to listen. So you might as well come up here and speak. And to what Marcel was saying about the older, because he's not my elder, he knows exactly what he was doing. But I think a lot of people, they do look at him as an elder and want to have respect. So they want to give him a bye. He don't get no bye. He knows exactly what he is doing. And like Black Alpha said, that money is drying up. But to y'all tethers, if you're not going to come up here, we don't want to see your coward asses in the comments. I don't want to see no quote tweet, because I'm going to block you behind. You either going to come up here, stop staying at the bottom, listening, or just hold your peace. I don't want to see no comments. If you're going to listen, listen. I don't want to see no quote tweets, so I'm going to block you. And the next person that was waiting, but I know that Black Alpha wanted to say something, it'll go to John Henry.
All damn day long. All damn day long. Shout out to my brother Marcel. Shout out to my sister Natural. Y'all both just put it down on the line in the exact same way. Y'all notice it's always people trying to get us to not do something that's bubbling. Who got the term foundational popping, which is really just indigenous? For all them folks out there trying to separate us, talking about Black and indigenous, ain't no damn Black and indigenous. Foundational Black Americans are the indigenous people. You ain't gonna try to play a little game on words and twist and turn it. We are the indigenous. Foundational really just means indigenous. It's the same exact thing. So nice try. So shout out to all the $2 tontos out there and all the $no mutumbos. I get your money up. But when they try to separate us from being the indigenous people, we know that we're the ones who got that popping. Who got Black popping? Us. Who built America? Us. every single thing that we talk about all goes back to foundational Black American greatness. Every element of society goes back to foundational Black American greatness. So when you remove every single one of these people who want a piece of it, and they see the FBA good with or without them, it's a different story, a story in which they cannot digest. Fam, word to the wise, we done effed up the whole game. When we showed up in this generation, this is when stuff really started going down. Damn all the times before, much love and respect to the people of the past. We stand on their shoulders. Yeah, cool. Check that out. Right now, though, this generation has a different attitude. We got a whole different style. We're not functioning the way people used to function before. How do you know this? Is because we're spending our time digging ourselves out of that hole that people put us in with scam Africanism. You ain't never gonna get foundational Black Americans to accept Pan-Africanism. So you might as well go ahead and get rid of that. When anybody got that thought in their head, you need to go ahead and press delete, because the days of Black Americans placing other people in front of us, people who would never do nothing for us, is over. And it ain't coming back. Won't be no U-turns. This the new norm. This the only norm. We looking out for ourselves. And guess what? Everybody else does anyway. Why is it such a bad thing when foundational Black Americans do what everybody else does? Like my brother Marcel just said, they over there delineating in Africa with weapons. They out there unaliving folks with weapons. But yet you mad at me. You need to worry about getting your homeland. You need to worry about accepting reality. And that reality is that once this delineation started, there was no turning back. Much love to people from back in the day, but no, we're not voting blue no matter who. No, we ain't all lives matter. No, we ain't scam Africans. No, we ain't people of color. We damn sure ain't African Americans. What is any of those terms brought to us? The ideologies behind those terms. Y'all notice all we simply did was said foundational Black American and did more work and accomplished more than all of those terms combined. So I think we got our answer on what works for us opposed to what works against us. And we not like them people that used to just be a part of alliances and allegiances and committees and organizations that didn't do nothing for them. We simply saying it's going to serve us or it's going to get the hell out the way. And that is why foundational Black Americans is out here winning. Fam, they don't like the fact that we winning with style too. We talk about it. We be about it. We could sit here right now and delineate and separate and regulate and it'd be cool. But they don't like the fact that we do all those things and we do it with a foundational Black American bravado. We got moxie, savvy. We let the world know what we about and then we go out and do it. So family, we calling our shot and it's nothing but net, nothing but net all damn day long. We pulling up from 50. We pulling up from half court right now. And these people can't even get in the game. So when you add all that up, family, and you deduct all of these tethers and get them the hell up out our way, only thing you left with is foundational Black American greatness. But fam, wasn't that how this country started in the first place? Everything go back to the foundation, y'all. Everything go back to the foundation. If you're looking right now, we basically took it back to the beginning. Remember, it was us on our own, by ourselves, creating this country. It was us by ourselves on our own, sustaining this country. And what is it right now? It's foundational Black Americans on our own, by ourselves, and we got the whole damn world watching, and we putting on a show. Natural, I don't know who goes next. If you can work the hands for me, shout out to you, but one love to the family.
Okay, so I'm sending it to John Henry, and I'm going to let these hands go. Please, if you spoke, let the new people speak, then I'll bring it back around. Please don't interrupt them while they're in their thought. Go ahead, John Henry. Then after John Henry, I'm going to send it to Chris. You were waiting, and then it's going to go to Gerard and then Ro. Go ahead, John.
Good evening, family. Black Alpha. Just glad to be here. And Congressman Marcel. Okay, I'm never gonna give that up. Anyway, family, in regards to Professor Smalls, if we take a listen to all of his recordings, the bottom line for his Pan-Africanism was based on trying to have us identify as Africans. And the reason he stated, when you listen carefully, is because he wanted us to have some type of weird connection to the minerals in Africa. And someone brought it up that, wait a minute, they don't even have control over their own minerals. So how are we going to get control of those minerals, being Black Americans, and then claiming to be Africans? It made no sense. So that's his bottom line, is he wants access to those minerals. And he wants to drag us in with it. And because he probably feels deep down inside that we are of a gullible nature. And that's the only reason I could think of. In addition to that, Tariq allows people to have their own opinions, as long as they're not disrespectful to foundational Black Americans. So we have to give that up to Tariq, because he doesn't allow certain speech to come out of our mouth. You know, like if you go on his platform, we can't curse or none of that, right? So he allows people to have their own opinions as long as they do it respectfully. I didn't listen to the latest, what's his name? Small's podcast or show he was on, but I'm quite sure he was paid some money to do it. And just like Reverend Jackson and Reverend Tubby, what's his name? Sharpton, they've all used our history, our atrocities, our traumas to elevate themselves, and in the process drag other people onto our wagon. So we have to be really mindful of that, and they'll always do that. And that's just how Obama did. You know, he was groomed to act and talk and walk and, you know, just everything in regards to foundational Black American men. But one thing that bothered me with Smalls is when he was having a conversation with Tariq, and he let it, I don't know if it was a slip or whatever, but he came out and was like, yeah, because you know them Puerto Rican women is fine until they have a few babies. You know, and I thought about that. I was like, I would never teach no man, no child that I birthed to come out and see another people as being beautiful besides their own women, right? That just kills off your whole seed. That kills off your lineage. You've polluted the lineage. And no, that's not something that I would gravitate towards or even say. That's basically like having a ghost walk around you. Like, well, where is your color? So yeah, with that being said, everything these people spout out their mouth is not the gospel. And I wholeheartedly agree that, we don't have to take disrespect from anyone. We're not your mat. You're not just going to walk on us and think it's okay. No, I'm not with that. In addition to that, in terms of delineation, Congressman Marcel, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you not have a petition on change.org where you were petitioning for us to be identified as foundational Black Americans, freedmen? And this is to you also, Arthur, because right now, this is like the time to get that petition to OMB, knowing that Obama was the one that removed Negro and put in African. The Don, Donald J. Trump, loves undoing everything Obama did. He loves it. That just gives him the fire that he requires. And they only allow us to see what they want us to see on the news.
May I answer real quick, y'all?
Yes.
No, I did not have a petition such as the one that you cited. I know some people did, or they probably still do, but it was not me.
I'm going to go to the next speaker, and then I'll let you come back up. Because the person you were speaking to is Arthur, and he hasn't requested to speak, so we're not going to ping pong back and forth. So I'm going to let the next speaker come up. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, I had to come back up again because I guess my thing dropped. So the other thing I wanted to say, right, is one thing me and Alpha have in common is that we love Tupac. And I'll say this, Tariq has the juice. And it seems that people who are FBA seem to just be upset because Tyreek had the juice. He came up with a term that's galvanized everybody. Instead of being happy with that progress that everyone seems to be on the same accord, seems to be like that we ain't even talk to each other every single day, but then somebody can do a space and talk about the same stuff that you was thinking about, stuff like that, like telekinesis type things. And then it'll be someone who wants to take that shine away, I guess, because you didn't come up with FBA, because you didn't come up with the term that's galvanized everybody instead of just standing behind your lineage. And he keeps even telling them, you know, your lineage is what you need to stand behind. And it seems that is the problem. So the next thing I want to address, right, because everybody keeps talking about Malcolm X and stuff like that. But, you know, the other person that people talk about, too, is Amanda Seales. And both of their parents come from the same countries, right? But as soon as I say that, every single person that's listening all thought to themselves, dang, well, there's some difference within them two people, which it is. The difference is that Malcolm X's people were raised FBA. He understood the history and understood exactly everything that happened here within this country. And what they seem to not realize, right, is the history here in this country. See, the history in this country is what writes the Constitution, is why it's written, is why we have the laws we have, which affects their immigration, which is things that they don't understand, which is things they can look up for free. But that's not our problem. That's their problem. And the problem is, right, is with the FBA thing, is that they didn't think we were smart enough to know all these things. When clearly they're on movies, right? They'll watch them where there's always that extra super smart black dude that everybody makes fun of. So, and he says some logical stuff, kind of like on Boondocks with a Huey or somebody like that. Like, obviously, if they know what these things are, they're just playing stupid and wasting time, in my opinion, right? So, again, as we say, right, with Malcolm X, he understood that. With Amanda Seales, she doesn't. So right there you have the thing. But I will say this, right, that the other thing that's happening is that some of these people are either not even FBA or freedmen, or Negro, or mulatto, or all those different classifications. You know what this stuff is. Stop playing games, because that's another thing that's wasting time too, is that people are literally playing games with this. You know what it is. You know what FBA stands for. FBA, Black American, whatever you want to call it. You know what it is. Stop playing. And last but not least, right, everybody keep talking about Trump and this, that, and that, and the third, and Lincoln, and this, and that. In my opinion, right, if he wants to really be the president that everybody keeps saying that he is for Black America, then why don't he do what President Grant did? Because in my opinion, that's the only president that's actually really done something, because he's the one that aggressively pushed against the KKK and all the different people who were doing stuff against Black America. So if you really Trump, if you listen and there's people listening and all of them, why don't you do what he did and make the amendments and push those things forth that really actually did stuff for Black Americans instead of talking about it? And I'll land there.
At Ram is in here, and I know that Church, you're back. Okay, but this at Ram, this Indian dude is in here, and I'm really curious of what he needs to be telling us within our space. So come off of your mic.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. All brothers and sisters who are sitting for the Pan African gift is over. Happy be only. Very nice discussion in this space. World news, US national news, welcome and salute all of you. Because the many kinds of difference between black and white, but there is a lack of education, lack of the money, and lack of the similarity. How to remove this difference between each other? Then I hope that all of you are understand this. The lack of education and money.
We don't understand what you're talking about, and what we're talking about is not what you're talking about, and I'm so sorry. And I really am. I heard something about education. I don't know if you know the topic or what we're talking about here. But I'm trying very hard to understand you, and I don't know if others in here. I'm gonna give you one more chance so we can understand what you're saying. But if not, I'm going to have to drop you. Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on, real quick before you go there. And you're right, my sister Natural. He dropped me off at the 7-Eleven. See what I just did there? Dude, Mr. Whatever, Ram. What are your thoughts? You talk about money. What are your thoughts about reparations for foundational Black Americans? That's what I want to know. Everything else you were saying, I could care less. What are your thoughts about reparations for foundational Black Americans? Boy, he left, didn't he? He left. Did he leave?
He out of here. He gone.
There you go. There you go. Get your ass out of here and go make me a damn
Playing
Slurpee.
these games with you, Habib.
You better go make me a damn Slurpee and get the hell out of here. First of all, the first thing was money and white people and more white people, and you should all get along. You should get your ass the hell out of here. Go make me a damn Slurpee, be quiet, and get the hell out of foundational Black American spaces. The hell he talking about? We in here talking about some goddamn reparations. This man in here talking about, I think he was going with we should get along with people. Did y'all catch that? Tell me how many of y'all heard that. He was starting to talk about, we should understand that this is really our friend. Nah, we should understand that you need to be making the goddamn Slurpee and quit worrying about foundational Black American business, Habib. Checkmate. Who the hell is next? Let's keep the hands flowing and going. I don't know who's next, my sister Natural.
We have lost church. And he came back, then he left again.
I'm here.
You here? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was all the
brother. Did he drop you off at 7-Eleven?
You went to go get a Slurpee.
I think it was all the Bajuri chicken. Now all those drop all on the sauce, all on the mic. It just threw me the hell off of the screen. I had to come back.
He was doing that goat milk babble.
I don't know what happened.
Church snuck to 7-Eleven to get one of them hot dogs, one of them stale hot dogs.
As soon as he started talking, I got kicked right up out of here. I'm like, oh, he did some Punjabi magic on me. Like, I don't know what the hell happened there, family. But I got to take off. So I just wanted to say this real quick. Much love to each and every one of you in here. And again, my brother, Black Alpha, my sister Natural, you already know. Thank you again for having me. But I just wanted to say this real quick. Professor Smalls was talking about how we need to run and help the Sudan. I want everybody to ask this question. Where is Amru Fudel? Shouldn't he be over there? Shouldn't they be wagging their fingers? All the Pan-Africans, all of them should be wagging their fingers at all the folks from over there who is not speaking up against what's going on over there instead of coming and talking to us. Because I got to ask this very serious question. When has anybody from the quote unquote diaspora came in mass to come and help us in anything? Not even come and help us, to speak up for us in mass. When have you ever seen any of that? You've never seen it, and you will never see it, because they are not on the same tip that we're on. They are not in the same mindset that we're in. And our brother Black Alpha was talking about the D&D. You know what I'm saying? They out here trying to jump on the D&D. We out here trying to get our reparations popping. So I just want to make sure everybody understand that there's a lot of these people who are quote unquote Pan-Africanists who actually have a lot of stake out there in Africa, whether they didn't invest it, whether if their money coming back to them is dependent upon us going over there. You know, we have to start looking at a lot of these situations, because you have people that are taking people over to Africa for, one of those African tours where they take you through the country, take you through Egypt, take you through this, take you through that. So you have to understand as well, with our delineation, a lot of folks is losing money. And once they might start out being cool with Tariq, being cool with us, and then all of a sudden they start seeing how much lighter their pockets are becoming, and now everybody wants to start making a turn and start coming at us and pointing the finger at us, rather than pointing the finger at the same situation that we've been dealing with and fighting against. We have to keep that in mind as well as I just saw this video clip once again with Dr. Smalls trying to correlate us to the CIA, when you have many folks within the scam Africanism that's actually shown themselves to be agents. Like our brother Marcel said, there's some people that need not to be addressed, and we can just let things flow off the back like water. But we got to also be very, very cautious of this type of situation, because if you're seeing people like Professor Smalls going around preaching that same narrative that the Tethers was preaching, that means that somebody, most likely he's either thinking about his money or somebody's paying him, because he is saying the exact same thing as these Tethers that was being paid to have troll farms on us outside of America. So if it's not one, it's the other. If it's not the other, it's that one. We have to understand that not everybody is really for this movement. And really, it's not even a movement. It's just our lineage. Our movement is delineation. And everybody is not for the delineation because they're starting to see that delineation delineate the money from their pockets. And I just wanted to say that before I got up out of here. Much love to each and every one of you. Shout out, a B1 salute. And thank you for having me up, family.
Thanks, Church. Thanks, Church. We know you're trying to sneak the 7-Eleven. Where Rom at? I see Rom. He's still in the building.
You ain't right. You know you ain't right, sister. God dang it. I gotta go make an important run, and you're gonna renegade me to going to get 7-Eleven pizza. I am not doing that.
He trying to go get them old wings over there at 7-Eleven.
Much love to you. Y'all have a good night. All right. I'm gonna still be in the chat.
Okay, bye, Church. It's on you, EJ, and then it'll go to you, Brooke.
Go ahead, my sister Brooke. Matter of fact, I got Sister Brooke. Come on stage. See, I got a problem with my sister Brooke because she done been on all these other shows and been out there talking about her situation, her in New York.
They asked me to come. I didn't want to, impose upon you. You know, I would do your show in a minute.
All right.
Come on, now don't do me like that. All you got to do is send an invitation. It's already just the invitation. I'm there. I'm there.
I would say, my sister.
Okay, I got everybody laughing. I'm on a world tour, okay, with Muhammad, my man, going each and every place with the mic in my hand about these calls of actions. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know she from New York. She done busted out some bars. Don't act like you, Queen Alpha, Sage. We wasn't all out there chilling. Don't.
Come on. Poolside. Getting bit up.
Go ahead. It's all on you. Yeah, getting bit up by them damn DC mosquitoes.
Oh, yes, that's a fact. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna address the Professor Smalls things first, right? So President Divine, Brother Sage, Brother Tad, and me and my big sis Keish, they had a conversation here in Brooklyn in my old neighborhood in East Flatbush about Pan-Africanism and the diaspora wars, right? And we pulled up, right? They didn't think we was going to pull up, but we pulled up, and it was only us, okay? And it's so funny. They played a video. They opened up the space with a video talking about these same exact talking points that Professor Smalls is now reiterating. So it's obvious to me because the five of us, done with scholarship, okay? We debated them into the ground. And this is why they are now seeking out help from Professor Smalls, in my opinion. Because like I said, or like other people have said, New York is the Pan-African capital of the country. And so and I know for a fact that a lot of the people, the people who we demolished intellectually, know Professor Smalls, know Dr. Leonard Jeffries. They know all of these people, and this is why they are doing what they're doing now. So I just want to leave that there. And there's actually this video of that on Thorough Black Talk. We went in, we broke down the video of everything so you could see for yourselves what happened. DM me if you would like to. I'll send you guys the link. I'll repost it on my page of those interactions that we have. It's on video to see for the world, okay? This is the U.S. Freedmen Project is using a proven strategy for change that has been proven to work by the California state legislator so send emails to our senators and our assembly people to pressure them to support Assembly Person Nikki Lucas by becoming sponsors and co-sponsors of the bill. So again, I don't know anything about a petition or who has a petition, but I do know the U.S. Freedmen Project and CJAC, and what they have done is working to disaggregate, delineate, and separate ourselves from the diaspora.
Make sure y'all follow Brooke, and also if you can retweet the information that she put in the comments. So I see that you came back up, Brother Gerard.
The New York thing, shout out to all the Black Americans in New York. What's about to get dicey in New York is my family goes all the way back to the Harlem jazz clubs. That was one of the reasons why one of my ancestors came up to New York to open up a jazz club, bring the music from the South up to New York. And what the problem is, if we delineate in New York City A lot of those brownstones, which my family has some of them, remember, we were in those brownstones. So those brownstones are worth millions of dollars now. Some of that property is going to go to us. There's a lot of land in New York that's going to go to us. So they're trying to shut down us actually getting these things, right? Because if it becomes law and it's on legal paperwork, these things legally have to go back to us that other people claimed in their name. So this whole, a lot of people say, oh, well, Pan-Africanism and all that. No, it's not about none of that. Our separation is going to now give us a foothold, and they don't want us to have one. Because if they continue to pretend to be us, they will make more money. Once we get an actual foundation in Congress and all these other kind of things, they can no longer come over here, write down black, and get rights. So yes, that's why they're against it. Please don't be tricked into these people want to be African in America, because no, there are many people that are African in Africa and sending things over here and helping us, right? The people that are against us are in America, and they don't want us to delineate, because then they're going to have to go back to Africa. I want people to understand that, right? Because we are talking about two kind of Africans. We're talking about Africans that are actually doing work in Africa, and then, you know how we call them pretendians? Well, now we got fake Africans in America that really don't identify as anything, and God forbid they have to go back to Africa. They can't, because they don't have no culture no more, because they've been pretending to be us too long.
Sister Macklin, let me ask you a question, my sister. When we talk about these tellers, when we be going in on these tellers, and all these people that be out here sympathizing with these damn tellers, and they be hiding, they be acting like they don't, but they do. What do we call these individuals? Excuse me, damn what we call them. How do we treat an individual when we see the telltale signs that they not one of us, they not rocking with us, they want to have fake conversations, they want to have fake dialogue amongst each other? How the hell do we deal with these people? Do we play patty cake with these individuals, or do we just full on board regulate?
Straight up regulate, body slam, headlock, because I treat them just like white supremacists. That's how they get treated. Yeah, that's how we treat them. There's no other way. There's no other way. We see them the same. They're going to get treated the same because they act the same. Same talking points, everything. Same agenda. We're going to treat them the same.
So it's all good when we being means to them? Means with about 5 S's at the end? It's all gravy?
It's all gravy when we being means to them. Yep.
All damn day. My sister. All right. John Henry and Gerard. Okay, Gerard. John Henry, EJ, try to come back up.
Okay, thank you. I respect that. I was just wanted to relay to the flyer, the email, and I was questioning why would they put in there African American and then put / freedmen and then put Jamaican and everything else. Why would African Americans still be connected to freedmen? That's what I want to know. And if that's the bulk of the email, I don't really see it creating a delineation for foundational Black American. I just see we're still dragging them Africans with us. And that's it. I learned.
There
was a copy.
Go ahead, Brooke.
Thank you. There was a copy where there was a typo, and you can see when the family, because we were referring to the fact that we wanted to move away from that, but there was a typo on the first flyer. I make these flyers at night. I'm tired. I made a typo on the first flyer, and the second flyer, once the family member
pointed that out to me. It was changed. We have on the call to action is the actual bill. You don't have to take my word for it. You can click on the bill. On the call to actions page is every single bill so the family can read it for themselves. If you have any questions about the bill that was written by Nikki Lucas and the U.S. Freedmen and President Devine at the U.S. Freedmen Project, please don't look at the flyer that I made at 3 a.m. and then changed when it was brought to my attention that I made a typo. Look at the actual bill that was written and that we're trying to get sponsors for. If you have an issue with that, I totally understand. I made a typo. And before the family, please forgive me for the typo that I made at 4:30 in the morning. Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification, Brooke. I hope that answered your question or what you needed to know, John Henry. Go ahead, Gerard.
Y'all know I be out here traveling, trying to help out these Black American cities. The last thing I'm gonna say is, I plead, everybody loves Black Americans. Everybody want to be us. We can see that around the world. Please, like I always say when I come up here, don't get confused. Don't let them confuse you. Go look up your grandparents. You know where you came from. Don't let them confuse you, because the reason why they need to confuse you is because they're confused. And I'll land on that. I hope everybody has a good Black American night. And remember, when you wake up Black, don't let a person confuse you that you something else. And I'll land on that.
Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. We got one last speaker. I'm going to go ahead. I think it's Goddess Michelle. Go ahead. Goddess Michelle, go ahead. It's on you.
I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't know I hit the button.
Oh, it's all good. Much respect. Fam, all day. Appreciate it. Shit, you got something you want to say? You here now?
I want to say thank you to the space.
There we go. All day long.
Learn so much from you every time you open up a space. Thank you.
You know it's all love. I appreciate it. Much love and respect. Shout out to all y'all.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to everybody. Fam, y'all know what it's like when you rocking with me, Black Alpha, #1 activist, voice of empowerment, voice of the streets, voice of foundational Black Americans. Y'all know how we do. I need everybody right now. If you here, I need y'all to make sure you follow my sister Natural, follow my sister Brooke. Much love and respect. All y'all need to subscribe to the Black Alpha Network. Be a part of Certified 100. We the hottest thing going in new Black media. Everybody know it. We be breaking records all the time. It is what it is, family, and come be a part of the family. We a family over there. Everybody know, if you subscribe to the Black Alpha Network, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, and by the way, shout out to everybody who loved that segment we did last night. Okay, fat big women and the tethers who love them. Shout out to the brothers and sisters. Shout out to all of the certified who be standing on business. Natural, you seen it. Shout out to all y'all. You know what it is, man. But let me make this clear, and I'm gonna say this real fast. James Smalls, all of the Harry Potter community, that NAACP tether lady from a couple days ago, damn all the stuff they talking about. It's all about us right now, family. This is what happens when you #1, man. When you #1, you gonna have haters. Remember that. You understand that hate is just jealousy flipped upside down. They just jealous, fam. And it's presenting itself as hatred. They always going to have something to say about everything we do, because at the end of the day, our movement will be the movement that goes down in history. These people won't even be a footnote. All right. Our life is like a movie, y'all. They just a deleted scene. They ain't even make the feature film. Foundational Black Americans, I want y'all to own that. And I want you to own your greatness. I want you to hold it all the way down. Shout out. Let me say this, fam. Shout out to an elder who really stands on business for us. And that is Kaba Hiawatha Kamene. Shout out to great brother Kaba. Shout out to Dr. Randy Short. Shout out to the certified elders who really understand this movement, hold us down all the time. Both of them brothers I can call right now if I need anything. They always there for me, and they don't be talking all that nonsense. They still hold it down. If you old and you outdated and the people ain't rocking with you, time gonna fly by. You understand? Eventually, Dr. Umar is going to be James Small, just another old person mad at the way things are going. You know, I understand it ain't good to be on the wrong side of history. You feel me? When these kids come up, just to let you know, these youth ain't coming up talking about being no damn Africans. So you're going to have a rude awakening about what the future entails for you. Now, us on the other hand, beautiful, luxurious, grace, shining, money, reparations, you name it, anything that we want. Our mission is clear. Our goals will be definitely executed because we execute them now. Don't get it tangled or twisted, y'all. This ain't about what we needs to do. This is about what we doing already. Everything that we doing and everything we want is already in process. All we got to do is just continue it and increase the volume, y'all. We ain't got to veer lanes, family. We're not trying to find our way. We already know what it is. It's foundational Black American exceptionalism and empowerment. And by any means necessary, we will definitely get that secured and we will definitely rise up. So don't let none of these people come out here and try to twist it or turn it or give you some type of remix definition of who you are. You know who the hell you are. You know what you about. And to make it even more clear, y'all, they know who the hell we are, fam. Don't let these people act like they don't know who foundational Black Americans are. Don't let them play stupid. Let me tell you something we say over here in Certified Black Society, fam. You ain't got to lie to kick it. And these folks been out here lying because they want to kick it. They know foundational Black Americans are the true indigenous people of the United States of America. They know we built this thing. They know we are a lineage, heritage, and culture. And they know that we ain't African. Now, they can play stupid, pretend that they don't understand what it is. They can come up with every name in the book, call us cowards or whatever. But the people calling foundational Black Americans cowards are really just cowards hating on foundational Black Americans because they ideology done sank and it done drowned. And y'all know how it go, family. G's up. Hose down. If them Pan-Africans can't swim, then they ass bound to drown. Shout out to the whole team. My sister Natural, you can bring us home. Peace and love, everybody. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Black Alpha Network. We building, we working, we shining, we grinding. One love. Go ahead, my sister. Bring us home.
I just wanted to say, we are the main character. We don't have to dim our light no more. They know we the main character. We are the main character. 1, 2, we're not helping y'all. Please stop drawbacking. We're not helping y'all. All the shaming. I mean, I remember the elders used to say you get more bees with honey. These people, they shame us. They denigrate us. Wag their finger. All the people that they want help from. We're not helping you. We're not. We are the main character. Y'all know we the main character. So y'all can go over there, bust your brains up or how y'all think we should be identifying ourselves. We are who we are, and we're foundational Black Americans over here, freedmen, and y'all can't remix it. So y'all go over there getting your little circles and your think tanks, and you figure out, how you're going to try to backdoor. But you know what I'm about to start doing to these tethers? They always pocket watching us. That's why I've been watching y'all. I'm about to start pocket watching y'all. That's what I'm going to do. I'm about to start following y'all money. I'm a pocket watch y'all bum asses, but we ain't helping, and we tired of y'all drawbacking. Like, go over there. I just wanted to end with that, and thank you for everyone that came and been spending this time with us. We've been rocking since 6 o'clock, so thank you for all of the speakers. Again, follow Brooke. Please go in the comments, retweet all that good information that she gave and all that good work that they're doing up there in New York. But thank you to all the speakers, and just thank you for spending this time with us this evening. I hope everyone has a great evening. Good night.